and I'm here with Zhuping, owner and tea master here at 7 Cups. Welcome to our video podcast. Today's topic is black tea. We've talked a lot about green tea, but many people don't know the history of black tea. So Zhuping, can you tell us a little bit about how black tea was invented and its history?
Here you say there are 3 kinds of black tea. This is the most famous black tea in China. Also can represent some history of the black tea.
Okay.
So first, when we invented the black tea, about end of 17th century in Tongmu village in Wuyi Mountain.
Now, the Wuyi Mountains, that's in northern Fujian province. Is that also where rock oolong is famous?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Then after we invented this Lapsang black tea, and around the 19th century,
Okay.
so there is one officer after retired from the Wuyi Mountain. Then he brought the technique back to the Anhui province, Kinmen, that town.
Okay.
So he brought the technique and invented the Kinmen, started the Kinmen black tea.
Now, Kinmen is very popular. So first Lapsang in the late 17th century, and then he took it to Anhui province for Kinmen in about the 19th century. And what about this last black tea?
This black tea now also very popular, named Yunnan black tea. On the early of the 20th century, there is other one government officer. He studies agriculture about the tea in Kinmen. So he brought the technique how to make the black tea to the Yunnan to start the Yunnan black tea.
Oh, I see. Now I'm looking at the tea and it's very dark, so I'm assuming it's highly oxidized. Is that correct?
Yes, almost fully oxidized. Also, black tea went to India. When East India companies finally successfully cultivated black tea in the south of Himalaya around the 19th century. Also, they got the tea bush and hired the tea master from the Wuyi Mountain.
So they went to the Wuyi Mountains and was able to cultivate it. And then from there it's really spread out India.
And even more area in China, they started to grow the black tea.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about these specific famous black teas from China and some of their characteristics. So Lapsang, tell us a little bit about
Lapsang black tea, the bush very special. And the character with the Lapsang, you can always feel lightly smoke flavor. The original one not too strong, but lately they had other kind. The Lapsang Shucong is very smoke.
Okay.
The Lapsang black tea, the bush special, the tea juice comes out slowly. So usually we will brew this tea longer than other black tea, about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Kinmen black tea, they like pick very small, young, fresh leaves.
The leaves are very small.
You always can see very small, very dark. So this tea very famous with its own fragrance. And the tea juice also comes faster, color very beautiful. Infuse time just about 1 minute.
Okay.
You will see the Yunnan black tea, some tea buds, golden color, even bigger than the Kinmen black tea, the fresh tea leaves, because the bush different from other black tea. The tea leaves are very big, so you see the tea buds even bigger than this, than others. So Yunnan black tea, the tea juice comes out very fast. So usually the brew it in the first part is under 1 minute.
Okay. So generally to make a great cup of tea, we have 3 points to remember. So Zhuping was giving one of the points, the brewing time. So Lapsang, 2 minutes. Kinmen, generally 1 minute, and then maybe 30 seconds to
1 minute.
To 1 minute
under
for
1
the
minute
Yunnan.
for Yunnan.
What are the other things we have to remember when we're brewing the black tea besides infusion time?
And so how much we put in? Usually about 4 grams.
Okay.
So you see the Kinmen black tea very tiny, so very heavy, only about like a half tablespoon.
Okay.
So if Yunnan black tea and Lapsang, those tea leaves bigger, so we got to put like a quarter the tablespoon.
Okay.
And the other points about got a nice cup of tea is how long, which temperature of your
of the water? Okay.
So for black tea, which is almost fully oxidized tea, we like to put the boiling water. Must be to boiling water.
And I see that you have different teaware, so you can brew it. I know we brew tea in glass and porcelain, but I noticed this Zhuping pot is fairly large.
Yeah, and so the habits for make the black tea with Zhuping pot, they like to use large, bigger one Zhuping pot to make it. In the Yixing, that's a city, even they had one kind of black tea. When I went to there, I always say they use a big Yixing pot to make the local black tea. Black tea very popular in the West country, but it's not a large drink.
It's not as popular in China, actually,
yes,
the black tea.
Very locally.
The people drink, their local tea.
Local tea, yes.
I understand. Now, it's tradition in other countries when you drink black tea to put milk or sugar in, but I noticed that the Chinese don't do that.
We don't do that, because good quality black tea, it must be has a lightly sweet taste. So we don't want to use sugar or milk or other flavor to cover that
I
natural
guess
taste.
it would also be easy if your tea was low quality. If you cover up, you won't.
You won't tell.
The
You
difference.
cannot tell. What's the original taste.
Yeah. So at 7 Cups, we have several different types of tea in each of these categories, and we invite you to visit our website to check out these different teas and really appreciate black tea pure without the milk or sugar or other flavorings. Until next time,
Yes.
we offer you fine health and good tea.
See you.
We welcome your questions and comments, so please visit us at 7cups.com and we will answer any questions you have about tea and tea culture.